Growing up, I was a big fan of the Ghostbusters, and I loved 2009's Ghostbusters the Video Game. It's amazing that it's already been over 10 years since the game originally came out, but now it's back in a remastered version for modern consoles. But will this busting make you feel good? Or is this one worse than accidentally crossing the streams? Ghostbusters the Video Game is pretty much the third Ghostbusters film. It was written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, and includes voice work by pretty much all of the original cast of Ghostbusters. Like always in my reviews, I won't spoil too much about the plot, but in it you're taking the role of a new cadet to the Ghostbusters. You go along and get some training and soon get thrusted in to a pretty sticky situation. There's a Gozer exhibit going on, which of course nothing bad can potentially happen there, and well, something bad does end up happening and ghosts end up being unleashed once again on New York City. You get to travel to various locations in New York, some of which are directly from the film, and you get to battle even some of the ghosts that made their appearance in the film, as well as plenty of Easter eggs spread throughout. So, being fans of the series, you absolutely have to play this one if you haven't already. The game is done in a very cinematic, linear way. There's no side questing or getting to explore New York in an open environment or anything like that, but at least the story that is here, especially if you're a Ghostbusters fan, is a good one. The core gameplay, which remains the same from the original 2009 release, has you exploring the various environments, a lot of which are pretty large as you go through them, using your PK energy meter to scan not only the environment, but also the ghost, and also potentially find the hidden artifacts, which work as the game's collectible. When it comes to busting ghosts, it works just as well as it did before, being able to move your character with one stick and you're going to be aiming with the other, and then firing using the trigger buttons. You have a couple of different firing styles. There's 4 different types of beams or shots that you're going to be able to get using your gun. You get these slowly as the game goes on, some of which, like the slime tether, will have to be used for puzzle solving as well, which adds a little bit of extra gameplay, but for the most part, it's just exploring, light puzzle solving, and of course, blasting lots of ghosts. For major ghosts, once you weaken them, you can then capture them in the trap. You have to throw it out and then get them towards it. You use the right stick. Once pulling a hold of the ghost, you can slam them in the walls to dizzy them, but eventually get them over that trap and then be able to pull them in. For getting the ghost and taking out enemies, you'll be able to earn money. The money is then used to buy various upgrades for all of your equipment, just making it slightly better. There really isn't a ton to it, but it is a nice feature. The game has some great moments and set pieces, whether it be the New York Library or of course battling Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in Times Square. Those are the moments that ended up making Ghostbusters in 2009 one of my favorite games. Lengthwise, the game is roughly about 7.5 to 8 hours for the main story. There are the collectibles, there's a chapter select if you need to go back, as well as multiple difficulties. The 2009 original release for PS3 and 360 did have a multiplayer mode. Unfortunately, that has not been brought over to this version. Apparently, this was due to the version being completely built from the ground up, so they are going to be adding a multiplayer mode down the line, but it's not at launch and there's no date for when it will be released. As far as the remastering goes, the game still looks a bit dated. It didn't really improve much as far as the textures or anything like that, and a lot of the cutscenes are still in their original resolution, which is very, very noticeable compared to the regular gameplay. From the technical side of things, I didn't run into any problems during normal gameplay as far as crashing, slowdown, or glitching. There was a bit of stuttering, but that was only in the cutscenes, which I guess was a holdover from the original version. Ghostbusters the Video Game Remastered is available on the PlayStation 4 for $29.99, and it does feature a Platinum trophy. The trophies have been reworked for this version because of course the multiplayer is no longer included, which I know prevented a lot of people from getting the Platinum in that older version. The remastered version is also available on the Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Overall, if you're a fan of the Ghostbusters and for some reason never played this, you need to give it a try. If you liked it in 2009, you're going to enjoy it now. The game is still really fun. I had an absolute blast going through it again. However, the few noticeable flaws and stuttering stuff with the resolution, the exclusion of multiplayer, and really exclusion of anything additionally new to the title, at least for now, makes it a bit hard to recommend going out and grabbing it, especially if you've already played it and loved it before. With everything said, I'm going to be giving Ghostbusters the Video Game Remastered on the PS4 a 7 out of 10. That's going to wrap up this review though. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.